Yo, what is up, Raider Nation? This is Wi-Fi Willie, and obviously I am in a nice hotel. To give you a tip, it's one of the hugest hotels. First, I want to just talk about Rich Bisaccia. I want to talk about the Raiders' head coaching situation right now. So, a lot of people have been pumping up the Harbaugh rumors and stuff like that, and you even saw NBC talk about that a little bit before the game. However, I just want to go ahead and say that I believe Rich Bisaccia should be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders going forward. And I thought this prior to the game. Win or lose, I still thought the Raiders should go ahead and keep going with him. And not only just due to my personal preference, but I also believe this is what Mark Davis wants. I think this is what he has wanted all along this whole entire year. I do not believe he wants to search for a new coach. Look, Mark had his guy. Mark had his guy, Gruden, who he liked, who he gave the bag to for 10 years. He was happy with that. And the NFL removed that person and took him away from him. So you can see the league push out stories, and it's been pretty clear and open that they've been pressuring the Raiders to find a coach to get a big name to make that Vegas stadium create a lot of revenue. And Mark Davis has been reluctant to do so. He's used the playoffs as a reason to not interview people. And I think it's because he is not really optimistic or cheerful about finding a new head coach when his main guy just got canceled. So I think for Davis, the easier thing would to, at the bare minimum, do a 1-year rental, a 1-year extension for this coaching staff. Think about it. They're all paid for. They already have contracts settled, with due to when they signed with John Gruden. So John Gruden was removed from the picture, but these people still have contracts that have not yet expired. So it would be very easy to just keep paying them and keep this train moving. And I think, hey, he wants to have low stress. Do that. Just keep it going. And think about it. It's a good idea because not only do you keep Rich Bisaccia, you also keep the schemes that you already have. You also keep John Gruden / Greg Olson's scheme. You keep that playbook. And we've seen Greg Olson, yes, maybe not be the best play caller towards the middle of the year, but he's gotten better. And I disagree with some of his play calls sometimes, but nobody's perfect. Even when Gruden was the play caller, he wasn't perfect. We saw too many 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 runs right up the middle, right? But you see, like, this playbook has expanded over the past few weeks, definitely, with Greg Olson. Think about just this past game with the Mariota package. I have seen so many more plays be implemented, and why would you want to wipe all that away? You have this scheme situated. You have people who are familiar with it, who are going to be on this team next year, right? Like, Waller's going to be on the team next year. Derek Carr is going to be on the team next year. Renfro. There's tons of players, pretty much the whole offensive line, besides maybe Brandon Parker. There may be something you need to negotiate there, but pretty much everybody is going to be back next year. So why not just keep allowing these players to really get immersed in this playbook and scheme and keep developing even further? And it's something that's been implemented over multiple years. Gruden's been here since 2018. So I just think that's the right call. That's the smart thing to do. And even with Gus Bradley, like, think about how much of an improvement we pretty much have a lot of the same players on defense, aside from some former Chargers like Brandon, Faison, Casey Hayward, Darius Philon, Denzel Perryman, and company, and obviously KJ Wright, former Seattle Seahawk, is in there as well. But when you look at a lot of our roster on defense, a lot of it is. A lot of it is similar to last year, and the biggest improvement has been Gus Bradley's scheme and bringing in some former Chargers who know it and can explain it to some of the younger people. And why would you want to erase all that progress? Our defense has carried us through these past 4 or 5 games. Look, I am a big Derek Carr fan. I grew up in Fresno. I am a Carr stan in some respects, but I will even admit, like, the offense has not been doing that well as far as putting up points, just straight up. Like, the only thing that matters, the offense is not doing that pretty well the past 4 weeks. Besides this past game, we finally hit over 30 points, although we needed an extra quarter to do it. And so defense has really been carrying us. Obviously, it's elite pass rush, but I just think this scheme is easier for people, this cover 3 system. Yeah, it leaves some people open in the seam sometimes, but you can adjust and get used to that. So I just feel like all the progress with our coordinators, why would you want to erase that? And I also think Mark Davis, he wants to make it easier on himself. He just got screwed by the NFL. Why would he want to do them a favor by hiring a high-profile coach that they would like more than Rich Bisaccia? And look, Rich Bisaccia has done a good job. Like he was really I was critical of him. You could see even like a YouTube short I have on my channel where I kind of make fun of how he's low energy rich. I kind of do that. But hey, he's definitely picked up the energy. And I just think with him, just like a lot of people, just like Greg Olson's play calling, it just comes with reps. Like when you first do it, you're kind of like unsure of yourself, and then you gain more confidence as you do the activity. So I think as Rich Bisaccia has coached games as the head coach and prepared for them, he has grown more confidence. You've seen that on the field. You've seen him finally start getting wordy with officiating, which what a lot of us fans wanted. There were several times where we felt like the spot of the ball wasn't that good. And, I remember a lot of us talking about how we're upset that Rich isn't getting us fired up on the sidelines. And I was saying this on my channel. I even heard Brett Musburger echo that point. I wonder, maybe he listens to Wi-Fi Willie, who knows? But he echoed that same point. And this past game, just look at Rich Bisaccia's demeanor. Look at his leadership. He's a totally different coach than when he took over in week 6. And look, I don't think, he led us to the playoffs. It's not all him. I still think Gruden has his hands all over this team. I still give the coordinators and players a lot of credit. But whatever he's doing works, and he's not John Gruden. He's not going to be that same guy. And then that, that's that. But whatever he's doing is working out for us right now, and you got to give him some credit. So why not extend him for one more year? And I also think this whole Jim Harbaugh thing is just so freaking lame to me. Like, I was over there near Allegiant Stadium after the game, and then you even heard people talk about, Harbaugh next year. I'm like, we just got into the effing playoffs, and you're talking about Harbaugh? Like, what is with these Raider fans? Like, I don't know how many Steel Reserves these people drink, but it has to be a lot to start talking about stuff like that. And you know what? You know what it is? Like, I've lived in the Bay Area for 10 years. I don't live there anymore, but I lived there for 10 years, went to a lot of Raider games, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And I just think that Raider fans, because we've had such dark times, they are actually nostalgic for the Niners Jim Harbaugh era. Because why would you want Jim Harbaugh? He is somebody who is an NFL coach, demoted to college coach. I know people are going to say, he liked Michigan connection there. College gigs are good. No. Nobody wants to go to college after you've been to NFL. I don't care what way you spin it. No head coach wants that. You think freaking Gruden would want to go to college instead of NFL? No. It's big boy leagues or minor leagues, right? And I know, it could be a cushy job. It could be, whatever and even like, it's not a cushy job in some ways because you got to go recruit and talk to parents. It's kind of a little bit closer to a high school coach in some ways. It really is the bridge between NFL and high school. So that makes a lot of sense. So I think there's a reason that Harbaugh hasn't been a coach in the NFL. And I think he comes from the Gruden coaching tree. Now, people say he has a history with Mark Davis. Look, if he is an offspring of the Gruden coaching tree, then why not go with a guy who's actually been with Gruden recently, actually has more experience with him and his head coaching style and his system? That's Rich Bisaccia. So why not go with that guy? And to be honest, if you read between the lines and look at a lot of the pressers on YouTube, especially going into this week, and even just the whole, I would say the past 4 weeks, listen to the questions that some of the beat reporters ask who are pretty much Raiders beat reporters. There are some beat reporters, I would say Hondo Carpenter is one, who's pretty much works for the Raiders. Like it's their media team. And you see, he asks every player, every coach, what do you think about Rich Bisaccia? How great is Rich Bisaccia? And the reason for that is because Mark Davis is trying to tell his media team and trying to get people into Rich Bisaccia, because the reason why he hasn't pulled the trigger yet and said, hey, let's go Rich Bisaccia, let's go Richard. The reason why he hasn't done that is because he's waiting for the fans to support it. He's waiting for you guys to come out there online, come out there, outside that stadium last night and say, I like Rich Bisaccia and I want Rich Bisaccia to continue being the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. He is waiting for more people to say that, and that's why he has to have some of his media team, ask questions that are a little positive or softball for Rich Bisaccia, because he's trying to get the fans into it. And I think he's right to do that, not only for his sake, but I think it's the right thing to do for the organization. And the thing, I interrupted my point because I get a little tangential, whatever. I do think a lot of Raiders fans are nostalgic. Bay Area Raiders fans, nostalgic for the Harbaugh era of the 49ers. Because we had some dark times in the Bay Area, and the Niners were successful when they had Kaepernick and Harbaugh. Besides the last 2 seasons, people never talk about Kaepernick's previous 2 seasons. They always talk about the good stuff, never the bad stuff. It's really weird. But a lot of people are happy because Niners went to the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. And so when they think of Jim Harbaugh, I think a lot of Bay Area Raider fans think of that. And they think, oh, it's going to be just as great as that. No, there's a reason why he was kicked to the curb too. And I also just think, dude, I don't want anybody with Niner gang paws all over them. That's why I didn't want Eric Bieniemy. I didn't want the Chiefs leftovers. I don't want even any Niners or Michigan leftovers. So I don't want that. I hope Rich continues to be the coach. So I just wanted to make this video and let you guys think about this. Comments. Let me know your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about Rich Bisaccia being the head coach instead of Harbaugh? I think the Harbaugh rumors are totally unfounded. It is still just people talking out of their ass saying that the Raiders would have an interest, even on NBC. And I was very disappointed in Mike Florio on NBC because they're like, oh, there have been rumors circulating that the Raiders would be favorable to Harbaugh. Really? Like where? Can you give me a source, or you're just talking out of your ass? I think people are just talking out of their ass, even on TV, because you know what? They got to make some cash too by making money off them clicks, right? Them little clicks, little clickbait. But we're not going to do that here. Just want to let you guys think about that. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to have some more videos for you. I am still in Las Vegas, and I might stay here quite a while. Hey, it's Wi-Fi Willie, man. Like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to this channel. Let's go, Raiders. We're in the playoffs, brah.